All right, look at this. This is paper after paper after paper. These are all people that are wanting data recovery from a phone, an iPhone that has frozen, stuck on the Apple logo, reset itself, and now fails to update with error 14. Error 14 is a really big epidemic here on May 23rd, Memorial Day weekend 2020. Now, if this video is still up, then that means that error 14 is not recoverable for data with today's technology. And at any time, that may change, and we're hoping that it will. The point of me making a video about error 14 is to try to alert Apple that you got a big problem here. So if you've come to this video to voice, yeah, this happened to me, comment below. So let's talk about error 14 so that Apple understands that this is a really big deal. We get calls about people that need their phones trapped on an error 14 phone multiple times every single day. Look at just how many I pulled up with a very quick search. Error 14 happens when you've got a phone that is typically very close to its storage maximum. My recommendation for everybody, iPhones don't like that. Don't let your storage get too full. If you get to 80% full, consider that full and do something about it. So error 14 is triggered often when a phone gets too full, but not all the time. And then as somebody's trying to delete the data, maybe they're trying to offload pictures, eventually the phone will either crash or it will just hang on the Apple logo. And eventually that person will try to do a software update to kind of cure any kind of glitches. And that results in a failed update that looks just like this one right here. This is a local, error 14 just walked in today. It'll look something like this. And then iTunes error will say failed with error 14, and it looks like this. All right, so that's error 14. And I wanted to let Apple know this is a big deal, and here's why I think that maybe they're unaware. Because one solution for error 14 is to just delete the data. And there's nothing wrong with the phone. So if you are at the Apple store, they're going to tell you, well, we can't get your data. Now go ahead and delete it, and then the phone will be fine. So at sort of Apple troubleshooting, their first line is reset the phone, restore. Now, if you restore your phone, you will not be able to get data. And that's one of the questions that we get asked a lot. And I wanted to remind you guys, remember the FBI spending $1 million to recover data from the San Bernardino shooter phone. And remember what they were trying to do. They knew that phone, they could just sit there and guess the passcode, but they were worried. Why not just guess the passcode? They were worried that the phone might be set to automatically restore after 10 failed passcode attempts. And that was such a deal breaker, because you can't get data after restore, that they paid $1 million to prevent the phone from restoring. And that was the whole point of that. So restore, it's very hard to imagine in the future being able to get data from a phone that has had the locks wiped, right? That would be really, really tough. All right, so let's just kind of help you guys to understand that you're not alone, and we're going to look at some of these notes so that you can see if you're in this category. Let's get rid of this image and let's look at the notes. So here's one. This one I just printed out. Look at this. Right now it's not yet 5 o'clock. Today. This is just as I had started making a thumbnail, this one came through. And let's kind of look. This is from Griselda, who says that she's got a phone stuck at Apple logo. It's a 6S. And she had storage full. One day it's stuck. She turned it off. Now it's on the Apple logo. She has sent it to 2 places, and they've told her, she lives in Albania, that you can just delete the data. There's nothing wrong with the phone from a hardware. This is a problem of the encrypted data on the flash memory storage itself. She's got a lot of unbacked up photos, and so she wants to know, I really want them back. What if I format them? Is there a way or a free program to recover photos? No. If you restore your phone, you will not get data recovered. And it's hard to imagine in the future that that will be different. Because if you could get data from a phone that was restored, then you could get data from any phone that you buy on eBay, right? That's probably never going to happen. What if she replaces the memory chip? Is all data gone? Yes. The memory, the iPhone has a memory chip on it right here. The memory is encrypted. So even if I take that chip off, which I can do, and read it, it doesn't make sense. The only feasible way with today's technology to decrypt the data on this flash memory is to get the phone to boot back into the iOS and decrypt it itself. So it's not really an option to just read the data from the memory because it's encrypted. So we don't have good news for you, Griselda. I'm sorry that happened to you. Let's look at the next one. This is the next one this is a 10S, so this affects multiple different phones. This one says the phone crashed from a photo overload. I was trying to delete some apps and photos because I knew it was important to back this stuff up. And already tried to help, couldn't update it, sent it to one company, couldn't recover, error 14. Want to try to get the chip out. It's not an option, right? The chip is encrypted. We can't help you. I'm sorry about that. Vega, can't help you. I have no solution for you. Next, we have an iPhone 7, and memory was full. I restart my phone, stuck on Apple logo. Tried to update it. It failed around 20% and said error 14. iPhone said, I have no solution for you. Next one here. This is brought to us by a man at Best Buy. Good job, Apple authorized Best Buy. Thank you for the referral. Phone froze 2 days ago. I tried turning it off and on. Smart troubleshooting right there. Instead, it became permanently stuck on Apple logo. Guy at the mall, battery didn't happen, blah, blah. I desperately need my pictures and videos off of this phone. It's full of pictures of my baby, right? Now, here's the deal. Especially in today's crazy world, we all know that we're supposed to floss. We all know that we're supposed to register your car on time, but you got a whole bunch of chores, and one of them is back up your phone's data. If you haven't done it now, take the time to set up an automatic backup so that this doesn't happen to you. We all know that we need to do it, and it's really, really, really sad. But it happens all the time, as you can see. These are real people, right? That's why I'm reading these names. This is Jessica with her 7+. This is not a made-up number, Apple. These are your customers that are struggling because they forgot to floss, right? It's help them out, all right? So she ignored the warnings that her phone was out of space, and then one day crashed, wouldn't turn back on. Reset it, got error 14, halfway through, wouldn't update 3 more times, same error, have not done a factory reset. Good job, Jessica. Since she's hoping to recover 3 months worth of photos and videos that are not backed up. And it just goes on and on and on. Here's the last one in this little pile here. Stuck in a reboot mode. Hard reset didn't work, which means just power cycling it. Tried to update it. It says error comes up. It's error 14. Very important pictures of the first few weeks of my son's life for all of you that are like, oh, you should have backed it up. He was born on April 28th. He's not yet 1 month old. Think about that, having a newborn. Last time the iCloud backed up was April 4th. So he was born just a little bit after the backup happened. My son was born premature baby. Stayed in the hospital 11 days. The pictures are most important to me. These are your customers, right? No one is going to fault this poor mom, Brittany, for not backing up her premature baby's picture. So here's the deal. Everybody that's in this boat, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that there's nothing that I can do to help you today. And we are actively pursuing any ways to intervene at the software level with the phone. And if we or anyone else here knows of any solution, please comment below. I will be happy to share for free any solution that anyone can come up with that's some sort of a software that you can download somewhere, I will let you know that, because I feel horrible for all these people, right? They made a mistake. They shouldn't have to pay for that with their memories of their entire life. So I can't help you today. I don't know anyone who can help you today. And I've asked around, I've asked in the law enforcement community, I've asked other data recovery companies, I've asked other microsoldering professionals, I've asked people that are internal at Apple. No one right now is able to solve error 14 today. And if you have a way, please comment below. We'll send them all to you, because this is really, really serious. I believe that the only solution today, or the easy solution, would be for Apple to simply make it go away. And I believe they have the power to do that. What do we know about error 14? It's really similar to error 26. This is a phone with error 26. And error 26 was sort of the old style of error 14. And you can see here that error 26, which happened in the same circumstance. In the error 26, it would tell you here in the log, failed to handle message type, and then it would say, file system check failed. So file system check failed, error 26. Now, error 14 is kind of the modern version of error 26. So we believe that it's similarly a file system check that shows up like this. Error failed to handle data request message. Error 14 failed to handle image request, meaning the image of the data there on the flash memory chip. So that is what error 14 looks like on the log. And that is a problem that Apple could, hello Apple, are you listening? Can't you make an update that is a compassionate update for your customers that use your product, that love it and have all their memories on your product? Can't you make an interim update that has the ability to delete some unnecessary stuff so that these devices could indeed pass update? We're not asking you to do anything outside of the passcode. They all know their passcode. They had no idea, they didn't realize that it was possible for a perfectly working iPhone to just kill itself. No, they didn't drop it. They didn't get it wet. This just happened out of the blue. Nobody is expecting that. They all regret not backing up their stuff, but only you, Apple, right now, you have the power. Flip a switch, roll out a compassionate update to allow all of these thousands of error 14 folks get their pictures back. And then I swear to God, every single one of them will back up that data every single day. So if you are in this error 14 category, I don't have a solution for you. I don't think that anything can be done. Don't waste your time, in my opinion, with all of the crappy Chinese software out there, the Dr. Phones and Wondershares, and those guys do nothing but try to buy links in order to have really, really good search engine optimization. None of that stuff works for error 14. It is not recoverable by anyone with today's technology. If that changes, I will delete this video, and instead we'll tell you how to do it. If you want to tell Apple, yes, this happened to me, then put a comment below. And that's all I got to say about error 14. Sucks.